Well, hey there, I'm Andy Jenkins, and on behalf of my most excellent business partner, Mr. Mike Filsame, we want to show you a great video for people who are serious about automating their business using the highest converting marketing techniques available anywhere online.
After months of research, development, and a beta program that's already created six-figure sales results for its beta testers, we're very excited to introduce you to EverWebinar. EverWebinar is an extensively automated email list creating and customer selling machine. It's just that simple.
It uses the concept of webinar-based marketing presentations to help you build email lists, qualify prospects, and convert those prospects into premium quality customers better than any other strategy or service out there. And oh, by the way, the price of EverWebinar is simply a game changer too. With EverWebinar, you'll have the power to automate your business for about the same costs as a multi-macchiato and iced latte splurge at Starbucks. Now, done correctly, automated webinars give you all of the profitable benefits of live webinars with the added capacity to massively scale up and put your message in front of as many people as you possibly can, all while giving you back the time that you need to grow your business to a whole new level. Now, when you're automating, there are several important functions that should all be working together to create the best results. And EverWebinar helps you in all of those important places.
First, your automated webinar presentations need to look and feel exactly like a live webinar would. After all, one of the reasons why live webinars are so powerful is because they're event-based, with all of the anticipation and excitement of an important presentation happening then and there. Your automated webinar presentation room needs to simulate a live webinar presentation room exactly.
Sometimes, it's like the little things. If your attendee shows up a little late, the webinar will have already started, just like it would have if it were live. If they refresh their browser, the webinar doesn't start over like a regular online video would. That's a problem, by the way, with some other automated systems. A high-converting webinar simulation has got to look and feel just like the live version, and still other features make an even bigger impact, like your automated webinar presentations need to have audience participation. Just like in a live webinar, the webinar attendee needs to see other attendees chatting and interacting with one another. And EverWebinar has several patent-pending tools that simulate that social experience flawlessly.
Third, and this is a huge advantage, since your webinars are hands-off automated, you want to take advantage of this by offering multiple time options for your registrants to attend. That means having a registration page that gives them flexible time and date options. Then the visitor can pick the best time and day to attend that works best for them, increasing your webinar attendance rate.
You should also have a just-in-time option, where the visitor to your webinar registration page has the option to attend a webinar that's quote-unquote starting in just a few minutes. This just-in-time option has created attendance rates in the 80-90% range. I mean, those are holy cow attendance numbers, like 3 times higher than even live webinars.
Now, since the webinar will present itself automatically without you having to do a thing, you can have webinars happening every 30 minutes if you wanted. Can you imagine how that can multiply profits for your webinar presentation? It's like being able to clone yourself 24 times. Are you starting to see how having an automated webinar that happens every hour or every half hour could create a huge influx of new customers? And it also needs the tools to manage all of those new people too, right?
So fourth, when you're automating webinars all the time, you have to have an email registration and follow-up system that treats every automated webinar attendee uniquely. They need to be sent specific, accurate webinar presentation times. They need to be alerted to automated webinars that are just starting. And more importantly, after the webinar, you need to be able to communicate with them according to their behavior. In other words, if they registered but didn't attend, you want to send them a very specific email. Or on the other hand, if they registered, attended, but left before you made an offer, they should get still a different kind of email. If they registered, attended, saw your offer, and didn't buy, they should get yet another kind of email. And that software should do that without you needing any programming or graphical design experience whatsoever.
Yes, it should do this all automatically, like magic. Well, here's the good news we are proud to share with you. All of this technology and all of these automation features that can be accessed by anyone using a web browser It's already available in a brand new software app called EverWebinar.
And with EverWebinar, you'll have all the tools you need to build a surge of new customers without having to increase your time conducting webinars live one at a time. Using EverWebinar's Super Scheduler, you can give your registrants the option to choose the best time that works for them. Now you'll never have to wonder what the best time of day to conduct a webinar will be. Your traffic will pick exactly what works for them. You can also customize what days are not available, blackout days like holidays or weekends, so you're never hosting an automated webinar at a time that just kind of feels sketchy or doesn't feel right to the visitor.
You can easily A/B split test your registration pages with EverWebinar's built-in split testing tool, so you can discover the best design and registration copy to get the highest registration conversion rates and more prospects attending your automated webinars. Plus, you can customize your email follow-up campaign messages based on what your attendees actually do. Now, your messages will speak precisely to your prospects' needs and behavior, so you can focus on how to get the maximum return on investment for each attendee.
You see, EverWebinar is so flexible that it opens up marketing possibilities that are simply not even possible without automation. Okay, so check this out. Coaches and consultants love EverWebinar to create pre-qualification webinars. You see, they use daily EverWebinars to deliver automated presentations that first qualify the prospects with great information, and then they ask them to attend a special live webinar if they want more information about that coach's or consultant's service. This is a two-step strategy that works so well because the first step is automated and the coach is only doing their live webinars to the most qualified potential customer.
Affiliate marketers use EverWebinar to increase their affiliate revenue by systematizing their promotions and creating more of them. First, they build a powerful email subscriber list from their multiple EverWebinar registrations. By the way, just that email list alone creates a profitable asset that can be used to sell over and over again.
And next, the affiliate can add tremendous value to the promotion by creating an education-based webinar that demonstrates why the product that they're promoting is so important. And since the affiliate is entirely in control of the message, they can increase sales conversion even further by offering a customized bonus for attendees that purchase because of the webinar.
For information and training course publishers, EverWebinars offer the ultimate growth potential because you can create as many different EverWebinars as you want. You can experiment with different messages to different markets, and if you want to try out a broader message to attract a larger volume of prospects, you can create a specific EverWebinar with different copy on the registration page and even edit your webinar presentation so that message is more global.
You can easily do the opposite and zero in your focus, creating a custom landing page and modified EverWebinar presentation for every niche vertical market that your product appeals to. So let me give you an example. Let's say that you're serving the general healthcare industry. Well, now with EverWebinar, you can have a specific custom evergreen EverWebinar campaign for dentists, for cosmetic surgeons, for homeopathic doctors, for chiropractors, even physical therapists, and so many more.
Now, because you can focus your message precisely to the type of prospect that visits your registration page and attends your EverWebinar, your conversions will increase because of the market to message match. This is all far easier to set up than any other automated solution currently available.
You don't have to code a thing. There's no webmaster required, and everything from the registration pages, the email and text message systems, the webinar presentation room, even the replay pages are also already included in EverWebinar. There's nothing to install. And of course, you still have total control and visibility.
EverWebinar not only fully integrates with Infusionsoft and Google Analytics, it gives you detailed reports on each one of your webinar campaigns so you can see who is registering, who is actually attending your webinar, your earnings per click, earnings per attendee, and every bit of data you need to make intelligent tweaks to your automated webinar funnel.
And here's something that most webinar technologies can't do. Paid webinars. With EverWebinar, you can create a pay-to-attend webinar that easily integrates with your shopping cart. And it's super secure too. The only people that will be able to see your paid webinar are those who paid to register. Now you've got another way to earn more sales before your webinar even starts.
Speaking of new ways to automate the front end of your business, if you're selling something like an 8-week coaching program or drip content training, Why not automate that product delivery as well?
You can create each of your training sessions with EverWebinar. Drop in your pre-recorded content, schedule it for the right date and time, and now your coaching program size is no longer limited by your availability. You can run multiple classes or groups and sell more of you to more people. It's a concept called self-scaling, and it's been a terrific growth strategy for so many people who were limited by not automating before with EverWebinar.
This is taking automation to a whole new level. It's all about saving you time so you can focus on marketing and getting more customers into your funnel. Also, one of the hottest trends right now in product launches is using webinars for top-level joint venture partners during both the pre-launch campaign and especially when the cart is open and taking sales.
And the problem is, if you've ever done a product launch, you know that during it, you wish you had like 48 hours in a day. You're just so busy that actually finding time to do dedicated webinars with your top affiliates is not only difficult to schedule, it's time-consuming and it's exhausting as well.
That problem is solved with EverWebinar. You can create your EverWebinar before your launch event even starts and let your affiliates drive traffic to a customized landing page and let them do it according to their schedule, all to make your launch a massive success.
Now, we've always said, based on statistical evidence, of course, that nothing converts better than live webinars. And that's absolutely true until now. When we created EverWebinar, we wondered if we could create an automated platform for your event-based marketing and your evergreen webinars, one where no one could tell the difference between a live webinar or an EverWebinar.
We wanted even experienced webinar creators to ask, is it live or is it EverWebinar? And we succeeded, and now it's available to you.
And I know what you might be thinking with so many options. Someone who has never used automation in their business might be a tiny bit concerned that setting it up could be complicated. Well, it's not. Not only is it fun, it is also pretty easy.
That's right. EverWebinar is super powerful, and yet it's also a cinch to use. Even though using EverWebinar is a smooth and clean experience, if you have questions, we've got you covered. In addition to a private Facebook group of over 9,500 active members, EverWebinar includes help files, tutorial videos, a university of videos on how to do better webinars, plus extensive documentation to make sure you never get stuck.
And we want to help you make the decision to automate your business and create evergreen events and webinars and funnels even easier.
Just check out the special offer right next to this video, and you'll see why 5,576 business owners just like you have already put EverWebinar to work for them to automate their business, and many to some incredible success from people in niches you could not imagine.
You'll also get access to even more killer features like our exclusive moderated chat system. This is one of the unique features that makes EverWebinar unmatched in the industry. With moderated EverWebinar chat, you get the best of both worlds. You can not only preload a time-synchronized attendee chat transcript that reacts to what's taking place in your webinar automatically, you or your moderators can also log in to any EverWebinar chat that's taking place live and answer questions in real time. Now, imagine being able to give your automated webinar attendees real-time chat responses, answer key questions, and overcome objections to close more webinar sales.
Also, you get dozens of high-quality pre-made landing page templates that you can use immediately. Just pop in your copy, bullets, and images and click Save, and you're ready to start taking registrations to your EverWebinars. It could not be easier.
Check this out. Next to every registration template is a conversion stat, so you'll know what types of registration pages are converting the best based on the historical performance of that page across all of our customers. It takes the guesswork out of high performance.
Parlez-vous Turkish? Well, so do we. You see, EverWebinar has multi-language capabilities that will translate configuration and setup for you. EverWebinar is also mobile device friendly. So not only can anyone register from their smartphone or tablet, they can also attend your EverWebinar from wherever they have a connection to the web. That's pretty cool.
And just in case we have not convinced you that we've thought of everything, it's worth mentioning that you also get unlimited webinars, unlimited attendees, free webinar hosting,
hot, modern registration and replay page designs,
EverWebinars everywhere on your blog, your site, in your membership area, or free on our servers.
Custom scheduled email and SMS text notification and reminders, built-in polls, surveys, and unlimited attendee chat. Want to do paid webinars? We have pay for attendee webinars. And, of course, unlimited support.
And all this at a price that quite frankly, embarrasses the competition. I mean, ask yourself, what is one successful webinar worth to your bottom line?
Even better, what if you had dozens of automated webinars running every week, automatically capturing leads, sending follow-up emails, and hosting webinars, all without you having to do anything but concentrate on growing your business and getting more leads in the front of that funnel?
No, really, do the math and make sure you include the fact that EverWebinar doesn't require expensive configuration from a programmer. It doesn't require registration page design work or even webinar hosting fees.
Would that be worth $1.36 per day? Absolutely. That's easy math to do, and that's what makes EverWebinar the most affordable automated webinar platform on the market, along with the most powerful features, and all at an incredibly low price of only $497 per year.
And even though that price, when compared to what you could earn with just one webinar, is an incredible value, during this introduction of EverWebinar to the public, we're going to make you an even more incredible offer. Well, there is actually one more thing. During this limited time, we're going to give you 90 days free access to WebinarJam Studio. WebinarJam Studio is our best-selling live webinar broadcasting software, and here's why you want to have access to it right away. You see, EverWebinar and WebinarJam Studio are cross-compatible. That means if you don't have a webinar presentation done yet, you can now use WebinarJam Studio to do your first presentation, then easily import everything from your WebinarJam Studio project straight into EverWebinar. And if you want to go ahead and do some live webinars while you're setting up your automated webinars, go right ahead. You'll have full, non-limited access to WebinarJam Studio for 3 months for free. Best yet, your decision is risk-free. You can try EverWebinar out for 30 days. If you don't see how it can help you automate event-based webinar marketing, just reach out to our support center and we'll issue you a full refund. Once our systems confirm your order, you'll get access to the software instantly. You'll also receive the welcome emails to archive your payments and login credentials, so you'll always have them available.
Just look below and choose the best option you want, and we'll see you on the other side.
Thanks for watching, and more importantly, thanks for starting your automation journey with us.